Yeah.
I wanted to keep talking a little bit about cell phones. Let's talk about 5G. So 5G is going to come out next year, and people say it's going to be so fast that it might be faster than your cable internet that you have to your house, which would be
Yes.
so cool because I have the kind of house where the cables are all coming from a telephone pole, and they have to string them across my backyard, and it
Yeah.
just blacks out the sky and it looks really ugly. And if I switch cable companies, which I did last year, another cable company had to come and string up a different wire, and they didn't take out the
Yes.
previous wire. And so now I have like 7 wires coming from this telephone pole, and it's ridiculous. So any way that you can cut wires or cut back on it, I think is a good thing.
I agree.
I mean, I don't use landline anymore. Do you guys for telephone service?
We're actually cutting our landline. We kept it just because Kalen's 10, he doesn't have a cell phone, and if he's ever at home alone, which is pretty rare, but if he ever is, he can just pick up the phone and call. But you know what's funny? I don't think he even knows how to use a regular phone because whenever
Is
he's
it still
watched,
rotary? Is that why?
well, it's funny though because whenever he's called me using our Google Home. So he just tells Google Home to call Dad, and it calls me.
Huh. How does it
So
how does it do that? I mean, does it do that through Wi-Fi? And what's it
yeah,
using?
I think it's Google Voice, which drives me
How is that
crazy.
possible? Because you don't have Google Voice, you're in Canada.
But I don't have a phone number, right? Because Google Voice gives you a phone number and you can pick your area code.
So
And
what does it
so
come up with the number on your cell phone when he
uh,
calls you?
unidentified caller, but I can
Really?
also go into my settings and I can put my cell phone number there and it will show up on other people as if it's my cell phone. But when he's using Google Home to call me on my cell phone, I think it kind of confuses it. So it just
Yes.
says unidentified
We
caller.
don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, I'm a big advocate for cutting all wires. I mean, the fact that I have this wire to my ear is ridiculous. We need to cut them all off. Um, I'm all about Bluetooth speakers, all about
Yeah.
wireless things. And the cool thing is they say that by the end of 2025, so in about 6 years, um, 40% of the world population will be on 5G. That is tech savvy. So they're saying 1.5 billion people, which is awesome. So this is a massive boost in speed and responsiveness. And this is going to be great for all kinds of things, for the Internet of Things. So maybe your refrigerator needs to use the internet. Maybe your
You're
washer and
out
dryer.
of milk. Buy some milk.
Maybe it's your garage door opener. Maybe it's your car. And so
Yeah.
if you have a situation where instead of being reliant on your home Wi-Fi, you could be driving around, you could, maybe have something in your pocket and things are always connected. The faster, the better. And because we're so video hungry, we're going to be streaming 4K and it's going to be a piece of cake onto our cell phones. And that's just next year. So that's really exciting. One thing I wanted to talk about is how much data we typically use. How much would you say you use per month, Matt?
Oh boy, I looked at it. So our home Wi-Fi, because we use Netflix and Amazon Prime, like we stream everything. Oh, I'd say we're probably around 30 gigabytes a month at least. Maybe actually double. I'd say 70. We're at 70 because we do everything over Wi-Fi.
And think about it, it's 2018. So the fact is, in 5 years, you're going to be doing all those kinds of streaming onto tablets, onto
hmm
laptops, onto cell phones, all 5G based. And it's going to be awesome. They actually predict by the 2024, the average user is going to use about 21 gigs a month on their cell phone. What I hope is that they make unlimited data thing again cheap because I'm sick of paying overages.
Well,
So,
I'm definitely not paying for 21 gigabytes a month right now.
yeah.
So I think that'd be fantastic. And 6 years is actually a long ways away if you think about it, Dan. In computer years, like dog years, 6 years is like 60. So and it doesn't surprise me that it's going to take that long for 5G to get going because it's so close. Like you have to send a signal from like down the street is far away. You're talking 30, 40 feet and line of sight, and they're trying to come up with ways to bounce signals off of walls and through tree branches. And, it's going to take a while to get this mesh that's going to work throughout the whole world, especially in these big cities and going through concrete and glass and metal. And yeah, I believe it. 6 years until we're on 5G. And if you think about how long it took to get 4G going, I think it was only 3 years from the time they announced 4G till when most people had a cell phone that could access 4G. So, just an interesting fact, I was reading an article today about Samsung's S10 5G phone. Samsung is forecasting that they're only going to sell 2 million of those 5G phones in
Whoa.
2019. So compare that to perhaps the 30 or 40 million phones that they sell every year. Even though they're going to have a 5G phone, they're not expecting the demand to be there because one, it will be costly, and two, the infrastructure just won't be ready.
That makes sense. It's exciting though. I'm hoping it works and that it doesn't give us all cancer.